is Umar Rashid. I'm an artist from Chicago originally, currently living in Los Angeles, and I'm here in Trento at Studio d'Arte Raffaelli. I wrote the story a long time ago because I do a very large world-building narrative that spans from 1658, the year 1658, to the year 1880. When I go to different places, different regions, different countries, I'll do a site-specific narrative about that particular place. So when Andrew Gilbert invited me here for an exhibition called The Fate of Empires, I did a little bit of research and I came up with a story that worked with using Italy and Austria both in the same narrative, and I just wanted to make a love story, but it kind of turned out a little violent, but it's okay. Sometimes I like to show a range of ideas in many different mediums because some people, I find a lot of artwork to be very boring because everybody always does the same thing over and over and over again with a variation of color or a variation of whatever. But I am creating something that's different from the regular narrative of working. So I make the pieces on wood, I make the small pieces on canvas, very small intimate drawings, very small intimate stories, large tableaus about the work as well. But it is good because people will think it's like 3 different artists, but it's just me, little old me. It's more difficult to make a smaller work than it is to make a larger work. Because a larger work, you can use your body and become more gestural, but a smaller works are more intimate. So I usually make the smaller works while I'm sitting at a table. So I have so many different stories. And so what I do is if I'm going to make a show, I have to create, the story is already in my head, and I just have to make it into a formula, like beginning, middle, end. So even a short story can still have a beginning and a middle and an end. And so that's what I try to do. That's how I compose it. And then using that, I take like secondary notes to see how I'm going to actually create the pieces themselves. They already have a little story, and then I make it, and then I do it, and say, I'll add more stuff. Sometimes I'll put text on the page, or sometimes I'll put different clues or other things on the works as well. And so it's just like, but basically it comes from writing. Writing is the most important part of my works. What I try to do is I try to explain the past for the present and make a story for the future. So I try to live in 3 different times simultaneously, so I can grow faster and learn. And you'll never understand the limitations of yourself until you're forced to understand the limitations of yourself. So I know the world is terrible right now, and so you have to work, but you also have to be optimistic. The world can change, and it probably won't change much, but if you want something, you have to go and get it, but you don't necessarily, but in the end, if you stay focused on your goal, hopefully you'll achieve it. And be optimistic and always work for a better future for yourself. So make the better world.